What is it? What do you want from me?
I'll play the baby.
Play!
Picture this, a soldier returns to his quiet little town, only to discover that a local gang has humiliated his innocent younger brother to the point of no return. The pain drives his brother to take his own life. Now, this soldier is on a relentless mission. Meet Richard, back in Matlock, a quaint town in England. After years of service in the British Army, he comes home to find his younger brother, Anthony, who has a gentle, childlike spirit but struggles with mental challenges. While Richard was away, a gang of local drug dealers took advantage of Anthony, harassing him daily. They forced drugs on him, humiliated him, and recorded it all for their twisted amusement. Overwhelmed by the torment, Anthony couldn't bear it any longer and took his own life. Richard returns to find his brother gone, and in that moment, he transforms into a man on a mission, a killer. Now, he has a list of 7 names. Here are the 7 local criminals. Sonny the angry leader. Herbie the overweight guy who loves to film. Big Al strong but not too bright. Tough and so's the loyal followers. Gypsy John the drug supplier. Mark the former gang member who's trying to live a normal life with his wife and kids. They think they're untouchable. But Richard isn't in a hurry. He wants them to feel the fear before their end comes. He walks into the town center, dressed casually, hands in his pockets, his expression unreadable. Outside a corner shop, he bumps into Herbie. Herbie squints. "Wait a minute. Do I know you?" Richard flashes a chilling smile and replies, "Maybe from a long time ago, mate." Richard's sweet talk is laced with menace, and Herbie senses something is off, prompting him to hurry away. That very night, Herbie, Soz, and Tough are in their dirty flat, drunk and high, blasting music and laughing at old videos. Richard, wearing an old army gas mask, slips into their flat while they're drunk. He stands over them in silence. When they wake up, scream in fear, while they run outside to catch him. Richard steals all their drugs from the flat. He invites them to join him at the old farm where he's staying with Anthony. That night, while they're busy plotting Richard's demise, Richard swiftly takes out Gypsy John with a single blow to the head. That's the first body, and he scrawls on the wall, "One down." The following morning, the gang arrives at the old farm, armed and ready. They're thinking Richard and Anthony are hiding inside. They send Big Al in first. He strides right up to the front door, ready to drag Richard out. But Richard emerges, axe in hand, and they all freeze in fear. Sonny takes a shot at Richard from a distance, but misses, and the bullet finds Big Al instead. Big Al falls victim to his own friend's mistake. Now their gun is empty, and their car breaks down on the way back. They're all set to flee from the scene. They're a broken bunch, shouting, pointing fingers, and nearly in tears. Tough, panicking, runs into the jungle. Sonny, Herbie, and Soz finally make it to Sonny's house, exhausted and shaken. They searched the entire house, checking every nook and cranny for Richard. In a desperate attempt to calm their nerves, they crack open the last bags of drugs they have left. Little do they know, those are the very bags Richard stole the night before, now mixed with something sinister. 10 minutes later, all 3 are completely out of it, seeing demons, screaming, and crawling on the carpet. Suddenly, the front door creaks open. In walks the figure in the gas mask. One by one, he takes out Soz. Sonny tries to hide under the table but is finished off slowly with a gunshot. Herbie is left on the floor, sobbing like a child. Richard opens a large suitcase he brought along. Inside lies Tough's lifeless body, killed earlier that day and kept cold in the lake. Richard calmly asks, "Where does Mark live now?" Through his sobs, Herbie reveals the full address. "Thank you," Richard replies, then, with a slow, deliberate motion, he stabs the knife deep into Herbie's body. Herbie dies, his gaze locked onto Richard's eyes. Mark is the only one who left the gang a long time ago. Now, he has a wife and small kids, living a normal life. Richard arrives at his home and speaks to his wife, asking her to tell Mark that Anthony's brother has come. When Mark gets home and hears everything from his wife, fear grips him. He knows his friends are dying. And he realizes Richard is coming for him. He confesses to his wife. "We gave Anthony LSD. Took him to the old church. Tortured him for fun. And left him there. The next day, Anthony hanged himself." Mark is overwhelmed with guilt, tears streaming down his face. That same night, Richard kidnaps Mark and takes him to the very spot where Anthony ended his life. Mark pleads for forgiveness a million times. "I wanted to stop them. I was scared. But then, The biggest twist unfolds. Richard reveals. I was ashamed of Anthony. He was slow. People laughed at me because of him. I abandoned him to protect my own image. This revenge didn't bring my brother back. It only turned me into a monster. Richard hands the knife to Mark and says, "Kill me. End this." Mark trembles, tears flowing, but he stabs Richard with the knife. And Richard dies. So, guys, I want to hear from you in the comments. If someone tortured your brother or sister and they took their own life, would you seek revenge like Richard did? Or would you try to move on? Comment revenge or forgive right now. I'm reading every comment. If this story shook you, give this video a like. Share it with a friend who loves dark tales. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell because the next movie is even more disturbing. Thanks for watching till the end. See you in the next one.